I want to apologize right out the gate for not having all the music and the typical intro. I kind of wanted to just get right to the shit. Just an old school, regular blog, bro. You feel me? I might add some clips or some shit. You know me. I don't know what I'm about to say right now. I just kind of wanted to wing it. So anything might pop up in this blog down the line. I don't know. So let's start here, bro. First things first.
Damn. He dookied on himself.
Congratulations to Geechee Gotti on a job well done. This was an important battle, and you took it very seriously, much like you always do, and we're going to talk about that in a second. You took this battle very seriously. You got the win. I see people trying to talk it into being debatable. I see people trying to spin it and say all kinds of different things. I'm not buying it, bro. Geechee Gotti won this battle. He wanted it more, and he walked up on that stage and he fucking proved it. Let's start here, I guess. Going into this battle, I said that regardless of if Twork won, and I picked Twork to win, I thought he was going to win 2-1 clear, and I was wrong as fuck. I said that regardless of a win or a loss, Geechee Gotti was still the face of the URL. And I just think that he is. When you talk about the face of the URL, what made Twork that was not only Smack calling him his gunner and the cosign and all that shit, and then basically saying he's the face of our league in so many words and different interviews and shit. Twork, regardless of whether you fuck with his material or not, he gave you 3 rounds. He ain't shortchanged you. He wasn't choking. He wasn't jerseying out. He wasn't doing none of that shit. He wasn't stumbling and fumbling through material. Twork showed up. His name was his name, and regardless of who the opponent was in front of him, that nigga came to dance. You understand what I'm saying? He was consistent. He remained consistent for a long time. He fought his way to the top. He did everything they asked him to do, regardless of whether he made as much money as some of the other niggas. Even though he was supposed to be the face, he was getting paid less than some of these other niggas. Twork just showed up and did his fucking job, and that's what made him the face. It was being able to market who he was and take his brand and plaster it all over the fucking place and move his name into a spot where he was solidified as one of them niggas. And he got the job done. He got the job done. It took him a lot of time and a lot of hard work to get there, and he got there. And you look at Geechee Gotti, who showed up on the scene. Not only has he won Champion of the Year, he's running or in the race again to win another one. He's been consistent again, much like Twork. Whether you got to win in battles or losing these battles, he's up there giving you a solid performance, start to finish. He stood in front of some talented opponents and got the job done. And he completed the mission, and he let the fans decide at the end of the day. And that is how you become the face of the URL. They have been marketing and pushing in Geechee Gotti on a non-stop fucking ride for over 2 years now. And it's been incredible to see, and he's done everything they asked of him, much like a Twork. Twork, on the other hand, has really put a lot of stains on his name for a multitude of fucking reasons. And the list goes on, even up as recently as 2 days ago.
Get up, Norb. Get up. Get up. He dookied on himself.
And things just continue to happen. And it hasn't been super professional. He hasn't shown a lot of consistency. And where you see all the potential in the world, he just can't get himself to a point where his motivation is high enough to want to be the greatest. Sitting in these face-offs and these interviews and saying that you're the face of the URL is not what make you the face of the URL. That's just not how it works. And Geechee Gotti has been nothing but a professional all the way through from start to finish. And at least in the public perception, what happens behind the scenes or whatever, we don't always know. But at the end of the day, Geechee Gotti has really stood out amongst a lot of other battle rappers, a lot of top tier talent. He's really made a name for himself up to this point. So I wanted to say all the right things to make sure that Geechee Gotti got all the credit that he deserved for a battle like this. He took it serious and he won. This is where I want to go with all of this. A battle that had all these different things on the line. You should just know to take this serious. Now, I see Twork saying things like, I had a lot going on.
Hold on. Look at the carnage. He dookied on himself.
I see fans tweeting him shit like, yo, it wasn't your content, it was just the way you was delivering it. I'm seeing niggas, I'm seeing a lot of different things where I'm just like, how are y'all looking at this? Because I don't see how you trying to defend this situation. I just don't. Not this time. Not this time. I don't fucking see it. I don't. I know a lot of fans can be biased, and I'm not trying to tell you to not be a fan of Twork. I am a huge fan of New Jersey Twork. I'm a huge fan of a lot of these niggas. You understand what I'm saying? But this time, I can't. I gotta get off the bus, my nigga. I'm out of here. I gotta go. You sit in these face-offs, these interviews, and you tell us you the face of the URL. You tell us that you the greatest battle rapper out, and when you want to win, you gonna win, and all this other shit, and all of this, and then it comes down to a point where when you get in a fight of this magnitude, you don't show up. You look about as bad as any battle you've ever had. It just was cringy to watch. It was uncomfortable to watch. However you want to word it. I really, real life, was in Twork's second round, this close to just cutting it off. All the delayed delivery and just like you was trying to remember your material. I don't give a fuck about the Norb situation happening prior to the battle. You initiated that by walking up on that man and doing what you did. So if that's affecting your mindset, that's on you. And if the outcome of that resulted in having to sit down with Smack or talking about it or whatever, and them niggas said some things that kind of threw you off, or maybe you was concerned about whether they was going to let you battle, or whatever you had on your mind just fucked you up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm speculating here. That's on you. I'm not accepting that as an excuse. I'm not trying to hear, well, I had a few battles before this. You took those battles knowing that Geechee was on the way. You knew this. This wasn't like breaking news. You signed up for this shit. And my thing is, cool, you got family at home, you got things you gotta take care of, bro. That's cool. I understand that shit. You a man. I expect you to do what men do. Take care of their fucking families, regardless of what anybody else think. Because my opinion ain't shit as far as Twork is concerned. And I'll be the first to tell you that. That man gotta do what he gotta do to take care of his kids or his family, whoever the fuck he around that he gotta support or take care of. Cool. Do what you gotta do, bro. But at the end of the day, when it's time to battle, the end result, I don't want to hear them excuses. I don't, as a fan. We expected you to deliver greatness. That's not what happened here. I wanted to throw this comparison out here because it's just sticking with me at this point. It really is. And I'm not going to sit up here and proclaim that it's fucking spot on, that it's flawless, that it's a picture perfect analogy. But in my mind, the analogy just fits. I really feel like New Jersey Twork is the Allen Iverson of battle rap, bro. That street bravado, that he remind me of one of us. You know what I'm saying? That Allen Iverson brought to the NBA. He looked like us, he dressed like us, he talked like us. You know what I'm saying? He is in the mold of somebody that we can fucking relate to. Whether you really in a gang or you not, whether you really one of them street niggas outside or you not, just that energy that he brings to the table, the electricity, the potential, all that shit that he possesses, that you see him bring to the table, all the time. You just related to it, and you was excited to see it. That's much like an Allen Iverson, bro. And maybe plenty of y'all don't want to acknowledge Verb as the GOAT. Cool. I gotta tell you, that third round versus Verb, it sure felt a lot like when Iverson decided to cross the fuck out of Jordan. Oh, this nigga got the power. He got the ability. He got that skill. We seen it. We seen that it can happen. Here's what I want to say now. The thing about Allen Iverson is this. It took him way too long to realize that it wasn't just about him being super fucking talented. It wasn't just about him getting the biggest check possible for his skill and his talent. And he made it all about the money. At least that was the perception for years. It was all about the money. And Twork seems to have fallen in that same mold. I'm not saying don't get paid for your talent. What I'm saying is, yeah, you got the skills to be one of the greatest. But you're not going to get far if you don't take your craft serious enough to realize that the end goal here is to make sure that you put yourself in a position to win it all. For Allen Iverson, putting yourself in a position to win it all was allowing himself to have a great team around him. And for Twork, his thing was to realize that I need to prepare better and take this more serious. And they both have a crutch that I feel like it's just taking them too long to realize it. And before you get a chance to realize it, this thing gonna be over. Look how many names you just stood in front of. I'm not saying that Twork not still out there or Surf. There's some matchups you can still do. But you've battled quite a few names up to this point. Clips, Verb, now Geechee, fucking John. Like, the names, a list of names is getting longer and longer that you stood in front of. And by the time you get a chance to realize, like, damn, I really can be the greatest. My nigga, you will have walked through most of your fucking career. And most of the matchups that you could have dominated or won clearly, you didn't. It's just a disappointment to see all that potential go out the window night after night after night. This is how high, and I said this on the podcast, and I feel like it's just important to repeat. Regardless of how consistent Geechee Gotti is, regardless of that, myself and many other people still pick Twork to win because of how high the ceiling is for this nigga. We picked the potential and the ceiling of Twork over Geechee Gotti's consistency, those who had Twork winning. That's how high the ceiling is for Twork. And because Geechee Gotti doesn't have that super high explosive delivery and his content isn't super layered when it's written, we felt that it paled in comparison. And at the end of the day, we was wrong. We was wrong. We praised the wrong nigga for the wrong thing. Shout out to those who picked Geechee Gotti. It's not a matter of right and wrong, but I'm just saluting the niggas that rolled with Geechee Gotti. Salute. I tip my cap to y'all. And I feel like in battle rap, we are the most what have you done for me lately sport there is in the world. And where a lot of these niggas will say, well, look at his last battle. Well, look at his last battle. My nigga, look at Geechee last 2 years. The nigga is not going to let you down. Even if you feel like he lost his Surf, he's not going to let you down. He's going to get out here and fucking fight. How many times have we seen Twork have one amazing round and then the other 2 rounds is like he Jersey won or it was just okay and he just cut it short or some shit. Or it just wasn't as good as the most amazing round, but it was still pretty good. I'm not saying that he ain't had some good fights. But god damn, like at some point, it's like we just waiting and waiting and waiting for you to put it together. Give us 3 crazy rounds. We know you capable of doing it. At least that's the belief. I'm starting to feel like maybe he can't. Maybe he can't. Maybe that's not what's going to ever happen. I don't know, man. I just want to say this. As a result of that battle, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I still like Twork as a battle rapper, but my belief in him being able to show up and be great the way we expect him to when it's all on the line and when it's most lit, I don't believe he's gonna do it. And I've put other battle rappers in that category, and I'm that way with him now. It's like, my nigga, I know you can, but until you show me you can, I'm not gonna just keep putting my faith in you being able to do it. I seen it with my own eyes. When the lights was the brightest, this is what you did. And they're going to say it's preparation. They're going to say it was the Norb shit. They're going to say it was the battles he took before. They're going to say a lot of different shit. The crowd wasn't rocking with this nigga, whatever the case may be. And niggas going to say whatever they want. At the end of the day, you didn't show up. You can try to say, go back and look at the material. You can say the crowd wasn't this and that. You can say whatever you want. You ain't get it done. The niggas was rocking with Geechee. And you can say, oh, they was going for Geechee. Look how they was reacting. Yeah, because Geechee was delivering his material fluidly, smooth, comfortable. The same Geechee we always get. Was you the same Twork we get? No. So why would you get the same reaction you usually get? Makes sense to me. Just disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. This was a huge letdown. Overall, this was a letdown, bro. And Twork is too fucking talented. You got too many people around you who see your potential and the star power behind who you are for you to just not take this serious enough to want to smoke the shit out of everybody. When we know that you're more than capable of smoking the shit out of anybody and everybody. But again, maybe we wrong for thinking that. Maybe you don't have that ability. Maybe he don't have it. If you can't convince yourself to take this serious enough to focus, then why should we? Why should we have that fucking faith in you to win? If you don't have your own faith in your own self to pull up to the set and smoke some shit. That's all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let a nigga know what you think. I'm going to check out the same way I always do, man. I respect the culture. I advise you niggas to do the same. Hey, yo, Posey. Take us home, Lo.
Please don't unplug the game.